Good morning. We have folks online. We have folks in the studio. Great to be here. Today we are going to start in child's pose, so you can go back into child's pose. Welcome to our Ribbon on a Breeze theme today. The focus will be, you can choose one or both, imagining that either your thoughts are a ribbon on a breeze, or your body is a ribbon on a breeze. So in child's pose, take just a few full, generous breaths and allow yourself to imagine that the breath itself is the breeze, and any thoughts or concerns or worries are a ribbon floating on that breeze, so light, maybe even pretty, even if the thoughts feel negative. Press your palms together so the pinky fingers are on the ground, the thumbs are toward the sky. Gently bend your elbows, bring your fingers to the nape of your neck or between your shoulder blades, and one at a time walk your elbows forward. We're opening up the torso, under the arms, maybe the triceps a little bit. Continue to send your tailbone and sitting bone energy toward your heels. Soften the chest. And imagine now that the entire body is a ribbon. And this beautiful breeze is allowing this ribbon to create some really interesting and light shapes. It could be that the ribbon has a color. It's floating on a breeze, light as can be. We'll spend the practice today reminding ourselves that whatever pops into our head can be like a ribbon floating away on the breeze. And we'll explore the movement from pose to pose, not necessarily requiring a particular method, using my cues as guidance, and allowing the body to flow, the breath to flow. Place the palms back on the earth. Consider here an intention or a dedication, or maybe what brought you to your mat, your motivation. Slowly, as you rock your head left and right, repeat that intention to yourself 3 times. Now imagine that intention just floats away on the breeze like a beautiful, tiny piece of ribbon. Walk your hands back so you come to sitting on your heels. You're welcome to draw your knees together. My name is Karen, coming to you from Vermont, Salt and Sand Studios. And it's really nice to have you here today. The hands can rest on the thighs. Drop your chin to your chest. Feel a stretch along the back of the neck, maybe in the spine, maybe across the shoulder blades. And slowly, like a pendulum, move your chin left, center, and right. You'll breathe out when the chin drops to the chest and breathe in when a pendulum swings to the left or the right. Next time the chin drops toward the chest, lift it so it's parallel to the earth. Maybe bring a little smile to your face and let the head turn to the right. Take a big breath in to lengthen the spine, and on the breath out, use that length to twist the neck, maybe just a millimeter more. On an inhale, chin comes forward. An exhale, chin to the other side. By the way, if this is uncomfortable for your knees or your quads, you could take a seat if that feels better for you. Next inhale, chin comes forward. We're going to kneel upward, lifting the buttocks from the heels, and bring your feet a little apart. Hands drop by your sides like you're in mountain pose, but you're kneeling. You're a short mountain. It's hill pose. Shrug the shoulders up to the ears. Breathe in. Press them behind you. Release them. Breath out. Shoulders shrug up. They move back and release. One more time. Bring your right hand to your right hip and lift the left arm. Get super tall in the torso. Exhale, tilt over to the right. You're welcome to drop the right hand now. Maybe you get a little more space in the left rib cage all the way around the body. Lift everything up on a breath in and press the palms together. Take that same stretch we did in child's pose. Bend your elbows. Bring your fingers to the nape of your neck or between your shoulder blades. Interlace your fingers behind your head. Press the palms there. Elbows reach out. Lift the heart. Draw the pelvis a little forward and take a twist over to your right. Inhale, front and center. Twist to the left. Inhale, front and center. Left hand to your left hip. Right arm floats high. Exhale, tilt over to the left. 2 full cycles of breath here. And then maybe that left hand drops, opening up the right rib cage that much more. Arms float overhead. Cactus shape arms. Elbows come together in front of you. Zip up the arms, zip up the hands, lift the elbows a little bit. Press, press, press. Squeeze the pelvis forward with your glutes. Inhale, open up the doors. Arms out, cactus. Exhale, arms together. Pause here, full round of breath. Next inhale, arms open up. And one more time. Let the arms sweep up overhead. Exhale, bring your hands to the earth. And then any way you feel like flowing, you're going to step the right foot forward and frame the foot with your fingertips. Tuck your back toes under and lift the left knee off the mat. Finding a little flow here, we'll tap the left knee down, breath in, and then we'll float the knee up, breath out. Finding runner's lunge, bringing the shoulders toward the hips. Take that 3 more times. Next time the knee lifts, left fingertips plant, the right arm floats high. Take your time. A ribbon on the breeze. Your breath, your body, the big toe mound of the right foot pressing to the earth and the left kneecap drawing toward the quad. Maybe a half bind with your right hand. Lifting the heart from the belly upward, not the hips. Right hand drops, back knee drops. Untuck your back toes. Right hand to your right thigh. Left hand stacks on top, shoulders stack over the hips. If you feel a little wobbly, you move the right foot out to the right. You want the right kneecap right over the right ankle. You might press into the heels of the hands to find a bit more of a back bend. Let's squeeze the left glutes and the left hamstrings to protect your low spine. Arms will float up overhead. Arms into cactus shape. Arms behind you, interlace your fingers or hook them, and draw the collarbones and the heart nice and wide. Lift, lift, lift from the belly all the way up. We're going to humble this lunge, drawing the head or the right shoulder inside your right knee. Spread those right toes. Frame your right foot half split. Extend your right leg. Point the toes toward your torso. Bring your hands more in line with your calf or your knee than your ankle, and reach your heart forward. I'm going to take a little ribbon rhythm here, pressing the ball of the foot to the earth, and then floating it away. Reaching, 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 ball of the foot to the earth, float it away. Take 3 more. Half split Ardha Hanumanasana. Imagine that right heel is dragging the mat backward, and you're pressing a lot of energy into the shoelace side of the back foot. You might shift your hands forward a little bit. We're going to move into pyramid pose, but imagine again, what is that flow of the ribbon that is your breath and the ribbon that is your body? As you bring the ball of the right foot back down, tuck your back toes under, float your hips high, shorten your stance, maybe widen it. And if you need a block to bring the floor closer, now's a good time for that. We fold over the right leg. Left leg super powerful. No bend in the knee, but no lock. And the right knee might be bent a bit. Drop your head. A little tip and trick here is to bring the right thumb inside the right hip crease and then spin that right thigh outward and back. We're going to flow, bringing our prop away from us if need be, and stepping the left foot up to meet the right. Halfway lift. Exhale for your fold. Soft float. Body is a ribbon all the way to standing. Arms will reach out and up. Take your time. Flow down into your fold. Halfway lift. Breathe out, fold. Ribbon unraveling on the breeze all the way to standing. And then hands will drop by your sides. Close your eyes. Notice what's going on in your mind. And if there's thinking, that's all right. Allow the shape of that thought to become a ribbon and let it float away on the breeze. Maybe take a little sway, moving the arms, a little twist left and right. Whatever feels good here, allowing the body just to float. Hands will drop by the side. So we're going to move the feet outward a little bit. And float the arms up overhead. Let the palms face the earth. And as they press energy down, you're going to bend your knees. Then we're going to lift back up, create this beautiful bubble, like a ribbon bubble in the air. Palms face down. We press energy down toward the earth, bending the knees, energizing the belly. Arms up. One more time. Palms face down, this little Tai Chi movement, energy draws down. Stand up, hands by your side, mountain pose. Inhale, arms float high. And exhale, find your forward fold. Halfway lift. Paying attention to the movements that you take, the flow that you have. Exhale, forward fold. Right foot steps way to the back of the mat. Runner's lunge. Right heel is pointing toward the sky. This is a posture, but you might be moving in this to find more opening, more power, more strength, more activation. Slowly tap the right knee. Breathe out to extend it. Inhale, tap. Breathe out to extend. Inhale, tap. Breathe out to extend. Right hand down, left arm high for your twist. Imagine that the navel is rotating the spine and your ribbon is moving strong this time, being lifted by the breeze from the right hand all the way to the left fingertips. Maybe you're half bind here if you took it on the other side. Back knee drops, hands frame your foot. Left hand to your thigh, right hand stacks on top. Maybe press into the heels of the hands to find a little back bend. And if you feel wobbly, left foot out to the left. I seem to be tilting a little to the right, so I'm going to work a little more energy into the shoelace side of my right foot. Hands drop by the sides, then float overhead. Find your beautiful lift of your collarbones and your heart, and maybe the shoulders soften a little bit. Cactus shape arms. Fingers like you mean it. Drop the hands behind you. Maybe interlace or hook in the awkward way. Knuckles draw down. Heart opens up. You might move your foot to the left a little bit. There you go. Lift from the top of the pelvis all the way to the breastbone. And then we'll humble this Anjaneyasana, drawing the shoulder or the head inside the left knee. If you're gripping the mat with your left toes, see if you can spread them a little bit and use the whole foot. Hands frame your front foot on a breath out, half split, Ardha Hanumanasana. Maybe your hands help lengthen that left leg. And again, we're aiming more for a strong, long spine, a drawing back of the left hip than we are aiming for getting the nose to the knee. Heart should be lifting forward and up. Breath on a breeze. And we'll work the ball of the foot to the earth. Breath in. And a breath out, we lift it, pressing the toes toward the torso. Once again. And 3 more times, your cadence, the body and the breath, your specific ribbon. Maybe it's polka dot, maybe it's red, maybe it's blue. Maybe it's translucent or golden. And the next time the ball of the foot presses down, you find your way into pyramid pose. Flat foot on the front, back toes tuck, hips lift, shortening your stance. Parsvottanasana. Blocks if you need them. Just working to square the hips. Imagine the hips are a ribbon left to right. And you're sort of stretching that ribbon out, but it's still floaty. Perhaps the left thumb sneaks into the left hip crease and the hand spins that left thigh away from you, out to the left. Hands plant, prop is removed. Gently and flowing, step the right foot up to meet the left. I'm going to drop the sitting bones toward the heels to find a little crouch. Hands to your heart, a little balance here. Nice long spine, activate the belly. Imagine the top of your head is the end of the ribbon. It's attached to a star, and that star is going to pull you up into your chair pose. Take your time. Hands drop behind you once again, fingers interlace or hook, and we find a fold over soft knees. This time, the knuckles are like the end of the ribbon attached to the star. The star is floating upward. Hips are gathering upward. Feet are pressing away from the earth. Exhale, hands release. Maybe a sway, maybe a ragdoll. Noggin is loose. Neck is loose. Shoulders and arms are loose. Maybe the fingers are grazing the mat. We pause for some stillness and find our half lift. Breathe out for a fold, step back, high plank, where we will pause. We're going to drop the left knee, move the left hand forward just an inch, and find a low side plank, bringing the heel of the right foot down to the left and floating the left arm high. If you got some power going on here, you could lift that right leg, not required. If you have a full side plank, feel free to move into that. Right hand down. Square up your hips and float the right knee off the mat. Knee to your nose. This itself makes me think about the folding and opening of a ribbon on a breeze. Knee to nose. Inhale, lengthen. Knee to nose. Inhale, extend. Keeping your hips squared and your leg lifted, float the right leg out to the right. Plant that foot on the ground and slowly rise up to kneeling. Right hand on your right thigh, left arm high, and a tilt over to the right. Hips press forward. We're going to windmill the left hand outside the left knee and float the right arm high, continuing to press the pelvis forward. If you like, you can float that right leg. We're going to work our way back into tabletop with the right leg lifted. So the right hand down, right leg behind, left hand down. Float the right leg above the left calf. As far as you can get it. Maybe you peek over the left shoulder. Maybe you can see your toes. Shoelace side of the foot plants on the earth. And we glide that leg away to the left and back, bringing the front of the right hip to the left heel. If you've practiced with me a lot, you know this is one of my favorite stretches for the glutes. You might be on your forearms, and maybe you could imagine that you're observing this really cool shape of your human form as a ribbon. If you have more space to work with, tuck your right toes under and float your right knee off the mat. Reach that heel farther away from you. Whoo, yeah. That is a stretch. We return to a three-legged tabletop. Draw the right knee above the right elbow. Might tap, might not. Inhale, extend. And draw your knee to the mat. A little wiggle, waggle. maybe hip circles, maybe the letter C left to right, or cats and cows, your choice. Maybe stillness. We'll meet in tabletop, and that was a lot of shenanigans to repeat on the other side, so hopefully my memory will serve me well. We're going to go ahead and float the left leg behind us. Knee to your nose 3 times. The knee to nose is an exhale. See if you can really balance your weight left to right, equilibrium. Left leg out to the left. Plant the foot. Come to kneeling. Pelvis presses a little forward. Navel a little active. Left hand on your left leg. Right arm floats high. And tilt. Lots of energy in the outer edge of the left foot. And then we sweep the right arm down so the hand plants outside the right knee. Rock star maybe with your left leg lifted. You could gaze at your left thumb. Nice. Squeeze those right glutes. Left hand down in front of the left shoulder. Left leg behind you. Hands plant in the 3-legged tabletop. And we sweep that left leg above the right calf, taking our glute stretch on this side. So some people try to work that right shin to be parallel to the front of the mat, but we're not doing pigeon. It's a little bit of a different stretch. If you like, left toes tuck under, left knee lifts away, heel reaches out and back. And here might be feeling a little different on this side than the other side. The body is asymmetrical. But if that has caused any negative thoughts to enter your head, give them a little handshake. And then take the end of it as a ribbon, the end of that thought, and let the rest of the thought float in the breeze before you release. Three-legged tabletop. Knee above the left elbow. Inhale, extend. Knee returns to the mat. Hula hoop shapes with the hips. Maybe hip circles. Anything the body guides you to. Your body is the best teacher when it is listened to. We find stillness with a bit of power in the spine. We're going to keep the shoelace sides of the feet on the ground. And on an exhale, we're going to round the spine, scoop the belly in, and press the knees off the mat. Tops of the feet helping. Knees drop, find a cow shape and a cat shape. Steady, strong, straight spine. Exhale, press the floor away, float the knees. Drop the knees, cow shape and cat shape. Straight, strong spine. One more time, press the floor away, float the knees. And see if you can roll over your toes to lift the bottom for downward dog. Maybe you pedal in and out. Maybe you adjust your shape a little bit. Belly in and up, pelvis like you're pointing your navel toward your heart. Rise to the tiptoes, bend your knees, look to your hands, and make your way to them. A forward fold. Halfway lift. Forward fold. Unravel all the way to standing. Arms will lift high. Exhale, hands to your heart. Hands drop, spread them wide and lift overhead. Chair pose, Utkatasana. Hips moving back. Feet planted on the earth. We'll take an east-west pose, left arm forward, right arm behind you. And see if you can gather that left hip back so your hips remain square. You might twist less as a result. Gaze is toward your right thumb. Maybe you even move your eyeballs that way. Come front and center and twist the other side. Imagine you're squeezing a block between your knees. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, forward fold. Halfway lift. Breathe out, forward fold. Left foot to the back of the mat, runner's lunge. We're finding our way into crescent warrior. So do what works for your body. Find your flow. Find your steadiness. Find your balance. Cactus shape arms. Back heel comes to the mat, warrior one, low body. Hands interlace. Deep bend in that front knee, lots of action in the left glutes. Humble your warrior. Hands plant inside your right foot. Bring your back foot parallel to the back of the mat. Find your flow, your ribbon moving on the breeze to a warrior two. Belly in, juicy bend in your front knee. Gaze over your front middle finger. Front palm flips for a reverse. Lift the right heel off the mat. Sink deeper. Then bring that heel down. Warrior two. Reverse again. Warrior two. Side angle. Left bicep over your left ear, the heart reaching. Maybe you do a little reach of your right hand out to the side or the front. Warrior two. And reverse. Hands windmill around your front foot. Step back, high plank. Right knee drops. Side plank. Full side plank if you have it. Lift of the left foot if you have it. High plank. Lower all the way to the mat, nose, chin, chest. Back bend if you like, doesn't have to be very deep. 3 breaths. All the way to the mat, returning to downward facing dog. Three generous breaths in and out, remembering to lift the hips toward the sky. Draw the belly in, tilt the pelvis toward the heart. Find your way to the front of your mat. Walk, skip, hop, jump, dance, crawl, forward fold. Yogi toe lock. Like a ribbon on a breeze, lift to standing and make your way into a chair pose. Should be the last one. Lift onto your balls of your feet. Drop the bottom a little bit more. Stay low, bring your heels down. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, forward fold. You could swan dive if you like. Halfway lift. Forward fold with the right leg back. You're going to make your way flowing to your Crescent warrior. Taking your time, finding your grace. In your high lunge, the hands will drop behind you to interlace and open up the heart. Back heel drops so that you're in a warrior one lower half. Square your hips to the front of your mat. Humble warrior. Hands drop, back foot comes parallel to the back of the mat. You find your way to warrior two. Your body, your flow, your ribbon on the breeze. Flip your front palm, reverse. Adjusting if need be as things start to open up a little bit more, especially the hips. Left heel lifts up, we sink a little deeper. Stay low, bring that heel down, warrior two. Reverse again. Warrior two. Side angle. Warrior two. Hands to your hips, straighten your left leg. Dolly your left toes toward the long edge of the mat. We're going to take a wide-legged forward fold here. Again, your flow. You might take something in between. You might take something after you fold, like a headstand, or a twist, or a shift left to right. Let your body guide you. Let the ribbon float on the breeze. Light yet present, allowing the guidance, going with the flow, adapting. We meet with our hands under our shoulders and our head hanging loose. We'll bring the left foot parallel to the front of the mat and point the right toes toward the back of the mat, coming into a warrior two, facing the back of your mat. Hands will come to your hips, finding your way to triangle pose, maybe shortening your stance, keeping your hips and shoulders in place because they're moving off your body. Stacked, find your way to Trikonasana. Opening the heart, imagining your body is between two panes of glass. And it's not that plexiglass that Corning invented. Warrior two. Hands to your hips, straighten your front leg. Dolly your right toes in. And point your left toes to the front of your mat. Warrior two, facing the front of your mat this time. Hands on your hips, straighten your front leg. Find your flow to triangle pose. Warrior two. Or reverse. Hands frame your front foot, step back, high plank. Find your flow to downward dog. Maybe with the rest of your vinyasa, maybe not. Draw your knees to the mat, tabletop. Cross your ankles and roll over them, coming to a seat. We'll do a little core work into some back bends before we do a little additional mat-based stretching. So your feet will come to the ground, your knees bend, your heart lifts toward your knees. Arms will reach in front, lock into your shoulders. We take a breath out. As we exhale, a twist over to the right, hands stay as wide as your shoulders. We breathe in and out. Inhale to center. Exhale, twist to the other side. Use your feet. Use your thighs. Inhale to center. Exhale, halfway down. Breathe in. Exhale, twist right. Round a breath. Inhale, center. Exhale, twist left. Inhale, center. Exhale slowly all the way to your back. Whee! Maybe the arms come overhead. Maybe you take a full body pencil stretch. Maybe your body guides you to some other shape or flow. I'm going to take a little baby back bend to start. So bring your arms into a cactus shape and then bend your knees so the soles of your feet are on the ground. You don't have to come too close to your seat. We're going to tilt the pelvis up so the low back flattens a little bit. And press the outer arms to the earth, lifting your heart so that the space between your shoulder blades comes farther away from the earth. Little gentle baby back up bend. We're going to flatten the back to the earth, bring the palms to the earth, and then your choice for back bend here. You could do a bridge, you could do a supported bridge, you could do that same gentle back bend we just did. I'll do a Pilates style bridge where the feet are a little farther away from the buttocks. Pelvis tilts up. Feet press in, knees move forward to lift the hips. And then the glutes and the hamstrings squeeze and the shoulders snuggle together behind you. Lifting the heart toward the sky and the back of your space. Unzip all the way to the mat, hug the knees in. Give a really tight squeeze, maybe a rock left and right or knee circles in both directions. We're going to meet in a seat. It's your choice to rock forward and backward or move to your side or find another flow. Imagining the body is a ribbon floating on a breeze. The breeze gives it some guidance. The body is flexible and agile. And once you're in your seat, we're going to move into a twist, bringing the heel of the left foot underneath the right thigh. Your choice to keep your right foot in front of the left ankle or cross the ankle outside the thigh. Here we will move into a twist over the right shoulder, sitting up tall, long spine on the breath in, and using that space we created on the breath out to twist. Noticing how close the shoulders are to the ears, maybe lengthen the neck a little bit more and drop the shoulders. Bring yourself around front and center for Janu Shirshasana, sometimes referred to as seated tree, just ensuring that the sole of the foot is not on your right knee. If you have tight hammies, maybe a little bend. Belly draws in and up, and we reach the heart past the toes. Again, not worrying about how close the head gets to the knee, but imagining the top of the head, the crown of the head, is the end of a ribbon, and the right toes are the other end. A breeze is blowing the center back, as the head reaches toward the toes. We're going to rise up to our seat, bring the soles of the feet together, a nice big diamond inside the legs. We're going to find our way into a fold, whatever shape makes sense, whatever method, however long it takes. Here, your head is heavy and your back is rounded. On a breath out, rise to your seat. We'll take our twist to the other side. So this time it's the right heel underneath the left thigh. And if you crossed your ankle on the other side, take that here. I'm not doing that today. We lift, lift, lift on the breath in. Release the shoulders. Exhale, twist. Peering over the left shoulder, moving the eyeballs in the direction of our peripheral vision. We come front and center. This time, we're going to take the soles of the feet together and shift the sitting bones toward the heels. Your choice to stay upright, maybe opening up the soles of the feet, using the elbows to let the knees spread, or maybe you find a fold. Your choice. If you're upright, be upright. Strong belly, strong long spine. An allowing breath rather than a forced breath. This breath allowed to do whatever it needs to do to support the body, to support the mind and the spirit. Take a hold of your big toes. Stretch your legs nice and long. Paschimottanasana, our seated double-legged forward fold. Just like Janu Shirshasana, but legs are straight. Heart reaches past your toes. You can float your arms up or out, your choice. Or just walk your hands down the outsides of your legs. Slowly round your spine, roll all the way down to your back. You might, while you're doing that, scooch the soles of the feet to the earth. Knees bend to the sky. We're going to take a supine figure 4. Right ankle shifts above the left knee. Both feet are active. Maybe you gather in that left thigh so the left knee comes toward your underarm. Right elbow is helping that right knee move away and down. Settle the shoulders down toward the earth. Imagine the breath moving like a ribbon from the sole of your left foot all the way to the crown of your head and then back down. Gently plant the left foot. Cross your right knee over your left knee now. So you're just moving the legs in a little tighter cross. Move your hips a little to the left and drop your knees to the right. So we're finding our way into a twist with the right shin on top of the left knee. Arms can flop out. Gaze can move to the left. Even if the gaze is inward. Big, huge breath in. Full breath out. Allow now for the body to flow, to find its way to your supine figure 4, your supine pigeon on the other side. You might need to straighten your hips out a little bit. The pose we did before the twist. This time, left ankle above the right knee, right thigh gathered in, feet active. Right foot plants. Scooch that left foot out to the right a little bit more so the knees cross. Hips shift to the right and knees drop to the left. Your head turns opposite your knees. Arms out, palms up. Feeling that top hip, the right hip moving forward in space. Huge inhale. Full exhale. And find your flow into one more posture. Maybe it's just knees in toward the chest. Maybe it's a happy baby. Maybe it's legs up the wall. Maybe it's something else that the image of the ribbon on the breeze engenders. Maybe a little massaging out of your spine if you're in happy baby. And move gently on the breeze into your final resting posture. That could be any pose that you can stay in for a couple of minutes worth of effortless breath. Allowing the breath just to flow, the breath becoming the breeze itself, very natural, unforced, agile. And any thought that pops into your head, because it does, because we are human, you acknowledge it and allow it to take the shape of a ribbon floating away on the breeze of your breath. Allow the breath to get deeper and maybe the arms float overhead. And on an exhale, you roll to one side, doesn't matter which one. Finding that original shape that we all took before we were born, fetal position. And return here to your intention, your dedication, or your motivation. If you have not dedicated your practice to something or some being or beings, you're welcome to do so here. And then press yourself back to a comfortable seat. Hands will gather together at your heart. We'll close our practice with a sound of Om, the vibration that connects to all living things. We'll use that Om to spread the beauty and the merit of our practice to all those in need. You're welcome to do a silent Om if chanting is not your thing. We'll breathe all the air from the lungs for a deep, full inhale. Thumb knuckles connect right at the center of your forehead. May your thoughts, may your pains, may your suffering float like a ribbon on a breeze. Together we bow. Namaste. Thank you to those in studio, those online, whether you're live or you're using the recording. It's always wonderful to practice with you, and maybe one day I will see you in the studio. Have a great remainder of your day. I'm going to scooch myself forward to end the stream. Thank you.